Now we are moving on to hardness and softness of water. Hardness and softness of water. So how does water become hard or soft? Is that okay? That's what we are going to look at. Um, Water is well, we have two types of water. We have hard water. We also have soft water. Is that okay? Now, water. You might ask how does it become hard or soft? Well, since water is such a good solvent. During its journey from its source, it dissolves and picks up some compounds such as calcium, magnesium, or iron compounds and other impurities. These compounds and impurities affect the properties of water and may make it hard. Is that okay? So, when we say hard water or soft water, let me begin first with soft water. Soft water is water which easily lattice with soap, while hard water is water which does not easily lattice with soap. Now, why does water not easily lattice with soap? This is because there are some dissolved ions. We have magnesium ion, calcium ion, and iron ions. These causes the water to become hard because they form some salts such as we have calcium hydrogen triazocarbonate 5 salt. That is this is the first one. The next one is we have magnesium hydrogen triazocarbonate 4. um the next one we have calcium chloride and magnesium chloride MgCl2 iron 2 chloride and the rest. So all these types of salt they causes the water to become hard. Is that okay? All right. Now let's move on. We also have types of hardness. So we now know what soft water is. We know hard water. Now let's talk about types of hardness. There are types of hardness. Is that okay? We have temporal hard water. We also have permanent hard water. What is temporal hard water? This is a type of hardness caused by presence of dissolved calcium hydrogen carbonate in the water. As I was saying, these are some of the salts. Is that okay? So this occurs when rainwater which contains dissolved atmospheric carbon dioxide 2 atmospheric carbon 2 oxide comes in contact with limestone, calcium carbonate, and it runs through rocks or soil which contains the compound. This reaction is expressed here. How do we remove the temporal hardness? How do we remove the temporal hardness? Is that okay? How do we remove the temporal hardness? So first one, this is the calcium carbonate, this is the water, and this is the carbon dioxide or carbon 2 oxide, and then it forms this dissolved calcium hydrogen carbonate in the water. The first thing we do is by boiling because it's temporal hardness. For temporal hardness, you just boil the water and then all the dissolved salt will just vanish away. Is that okay? It will just vanish on top or float on the water, which can be filtered off. It can be filtered off easily. So just boil the water, and then you will get your soft water. Is that okay? Because when you boil it, all the calcium carbonate will float on the water, and then it can be filtered off. Let us look at the next one: permanent hard water. Permanent hard water. So it is also caused by the same dissolved calcium ions, magnesium ions, and iron ions. Okay, and the same salts that we talked about. We have this salt: magnesium sulfate, iron sulfate, calcium sulfate, which are contained in rocks. Is that okay? Which are contained in rocks. When runoff water comes in contact with this salt, the dissolved ions and they will flow back into their sources. Permanent hardness cannot be removed by boiling, but by chemical means. So for permanent hardness, you cannot remove them by boiling the water. You cannot remove them through chemical means. Through chemical means. Now we have a nice example here of a skills formed by hard water on heating element of kettle. So these are some of the skills which were formed by the hard water when the element of kettle was removed. Is that okay? How do we remove or soften permanent hardness in water? The first one is distillation. Distillation. So when water is boiled, it vaporizes. The vapor can then be condensed or cooled back into pure water in another container, leaving the ions that cause hardness in the original container. So we are all familiar with distillation. Just boil it. Okay, boil the water. This is the heat. Heat. You boil it, it will vaporize, and then the vapor is collected in a tube. So this tube will lead here, and then the water will condense, and you get your pure water, leaving all the salt in the original container. So there are different ways of actually collecting your condensed water. So whichever method you want to use. All right. The next one is addition of washing soda. Addition of washing soda. So sodium carbonate removes soluble calcium and magnesium ions as insoluble calcium or magnesium carbonate. Is that okay? That float on the surface of water and can easily be filtered off, and the reaction is given by this. So when you add washing soda plus the ions that is causing the hardness, then you get your filtrate, which will be floating on the water and then can easily be filtered off. The next one is addition of caustic soda. Addition of caustic soda. So just get your caustic soda and remove soluble calcium and magnesium oxide as insoluble hydroxide. This is the reaction. The next one that we can use is deionization or ion exchange. So here we have this container here, and all of this contains the ion. So there is a strong acid for regenerating acid resin or base exchange resin. So this is the hard water. Then we have washing. We also have water free from cation. So this is the hard water. We pass it through this device, and this device is able to remove or separate the ions that is causing the hardness from the water, and then it will pass the pure water for us here. So this is water which is free from the cations and the anions that are causing the hardness of the water. So ion exchange, in other words, you are exchanging the ions. Is that okay? All right. Now, how do you test for the hardness in water? How do you test it? So just fill a beaker with a sample of water. Is that okay? Just fill a beaker with a sample of water. Add some drops of liquid soap to the water and stir or shake. Check whether the water lathers or it doesn't lather. Is that okay? If it lathers, that is fine. If it doesn't lather, it will form a scum. It will form a scum. So we said that hard water is water which does not lather easily with soap, and also forms a lot of scum in the beaker. When we say scum is that thick cream, looks like whitish cream substance. It's quite hard to wash it with your pure water. You need some soap before you can go. Okay, that's a scum. So a scum is that whitish substance that is formed when you lather soap with hard water. So check whether the water lathers. Boil the solution and add a few drops of liquid soap to it. Compare the lathering ability of the water before and after boiling. Check the beaker for scum, white powdery substance. So if the water lathers more after heating, it means its hardness is temporary. If the water forms scum in the beaker and does not lather, then hardness is permanent. Hardness is permanent. All right. So now we are moving on to advantages and disadvantages of soft water. Advantages and disadvantages of soft water. So the first advantage of soft water is it saves soap, and then the disadvantage is it dissolves lead pipes, leading to lead poisoning. Is that okay? So it dissolves lead pipes. Whenever use pipes, you pass soft water through lead pipes. Lead pipes is made up of lead, and the soft water is actually able to dissolve some of these lead pipes and causing lead poisoning whenever you taste that water or use that water. Number two, it is used for dyeing and tanning industries. So that is advantage of soft water. The disadvantage on that end is it lacks calcium, which helps in bone and teeth formation in mammals. Is that okay? So that is one of the disadvantages of soft water. Soft water lacks calcium, which is good in bone and teeth formation. The next advantage of soft water is it does not form scales in boilers, kettles, or pipes. So it doesn't form scales. In boilers, kettles, or pipes. All right. Now the next, opposite to that, the disadvantage is it has an unpleasant taste. It has an unpleasant taste. So that is it for the advantages and disadvantages of soft water. Let us move on to advantages and disadvantages of hard water. The advantages of hard water is that it provides calcium, which is essential for bone and teeth formation. Is that okay? Bone and teeth formation. The disadvantage is that it wastes soap. Because you have to lather for a very long time. The more you lather, the more the scum is forming. It doesn't even lather. Is that okay? So it wastes a lot of soap. All right. So the next point is it does not dissolve lead pipes. So it does not dissolve lead pipes. So it doesn't dissolve lead pipes. That is advantage of hard water. And the disadvantage is it tends to make white clothes gray. White clothes gray. Okay, clothes white to gray because of the scams. The more you are using hard water to wash, the more the scam is forming. The scam is cream. Is that okay? So it is actually going to change the pure white color of the cloth, and later on you realize that the white cloth has changed to become green when you learn that. Is that okay? The next point is it is better for some manufacturing industries, and the opposite of that one is deposits of calcium carbonate in kettles, pipes, boilers, and radiators, causing inefficient and waste of fuel. And the next one is it interferes with some manufacturing processes, that is in dyeing and tanning. Dyeing and tanning are best done with soft water. All right, so these are some of it, so you can just read through. This one they were comparing the hard water advantages and salt water disadvantages, but the one that we did, we just gave the advantages and disadvantages of salt water, then advantages and disadvantages of hard water. All right, so this is the advantages of salt water over hard water. So just read through. All right, so that's it.